Okay. Okay, guys. Just before we start, let me know if you hear me. Great. I will also share the screen and tell me if you see the screen properly. We're going to start a bit late today. We had a small technical issue, so I believe it is fine. And maybe it's maybe better for American because it's still the morning, so it will be better. Everyone will wake up to this. So let me know if you hear me good and if you see the screen. Can also put maybe a small camera. Okay, perfect. Okay, nice. That's nice. Hi, Luis. Hi, Robert. Hi, Tomer. Okay, great. Okay, 1 more minute, then I will start. Hi, Barry. No, this is not a new schedule. I just apologize at the beginning. We had a small technical issue, so I couldn't start the trading room at time. I had a small issue with Zoom, so I apologize for this. But the schedule is still the same. Just for today, it's a bit different. So that's why. And I believe if some guys are from America and US, so it's gonna be better for them. It will be like maybe what time? 10, something like that. 9:40 instead of 9. Still better to sleep. Yeah, 9:40 a.m. You see, you can eat your breakfast and like slowly enter the market. Okay. Few things before I start. Again, I apologize for the schedule. It's something not usual. Small technical issue at 9 a.m. Eastern time, so we start a bit late. So the first thing, put the chat on all panelists and attendees as usual if you want to talk and discuss together about the market. The second thing, I will try to make today a weekly forecast and see if there is some opportunities on the market. All the signals or I don't know, maybe some setup I will show you. Take it by your own personal view. So maybe you will think the opposite. So that's fine. Still, if you respect the risk management that you have, this is always good to see another review. My review. So I believe it's nice. Hi, George. Okay, so let's start. Let's start to analyze the market. That's a bit sad, but at 9 a.m. I was a small trade, a small open trade that I had to close it in profit like 5 minutes before it start. I was in M15 just to talk about the trade I had because I think it was a nice spot to show. So here the market on the Euro USD and the Euro dollar create a support at this zone. Okay, make a small reaction, break it. Okay, and then we know that this support is the big weekly support. Okay, so obviously it reacts here, then it makes a reaction here. Okay, so it's called a break and retest. Then here there was a news, and here I make the reaction. So if I go to the M5, you see that the market break. Okay, make a retest one time, make a retest second time. So here I enter a small short position. I just closed it to this small diamond here. So that's something that all the time you have to. I like to play actually, and this time the break and retest scenario. So this was a very nice, and also you could if you had at the point to enter the market at this zone here, maybe here, maybe on this week here. It's also a nice zone. Why? Because here we are on the still on the weekly support. Okay, so I believe that the market can make. It's still on the same thing I last week. I think last week, so I also did the weekly forecast, and the market is still stand on that support. So maybe wait for a reaction if you want to hold it as a swing trade for a long time. So then you can expect a bigger move on the upside. But it can also break on the news. If I remember last week, I told about there was a news about the Fed and the FOMC meeting about the interest rate, and the interest rate, sorry, was there was no surprise. So I believe the market, the reaction was very low, and the market didn't go on any side. Okay, the market was very with no decision. So I believe if we believe on the technical scenario here, we can have a small retest, again a small bounce on the upside, and if not, generally it's very difficult to here as a swing trade open a short position. Why? Because if you open a sell position, the stop loss will be very high. Okay, the stop loss may be above this resistance here. We'll see on the daily. Okay, you have this resistance here, so the stop loss should be here. So the risk reward, if you want to open a sell position, if you want maybe to this, it will be here 450 pips, and here it will be 260, and still the scenario to reach this level here is very, very low. Okay, so that's why I don't want maybe to open a sell position and to expect a breakout. Generally on the market, I don't want to expect a breakout, but I want to react about what the market is doing. Okay, so if the market here is going to break, so I will wait for a small retest. Okay, still on that zone, and then I can open a sell position. Okay, it will send us a bearish signal. Okay, it's exactly the same thing that I show you here. So it's only on the bigger time frame. Okay, so here the support is a bit like on the weekly. This is a very strong support. Okay, here on the M15, I only analyze this zone as a support and very decision zone. Okay, then in break, and here my reaction was made. Okay, so it's kind of the same. The market makes very tight reaction here, then broke. Okay, then make a retest. Okay, and here hit the zone to open a sell position, and you know the risk reward will be very nice. Okay, you will put the stop loss above the high here. Okay, so it will be 5p for this example, and you can go for the lower zone. It will be 15 pips, so it's 1, 2, 3. So it's very nice to play these kinds of break and retest scenario. Still, you can put another signal, another confirmation. For me, the confirmation here, okay, it will be this candle that is a big wick here. Okay, I don't know if you call it a hammer, I'm not sure, but here is the big candlestick confirmation, and also here, okay, big bullish candle, and then doji, and here the market starting to go down. Okay, so that's what I see. That's what I saw, I believe, before maybe 30 minutes before. So that's the scenario on the euro dollar. Okay, so maybe if you want to if you think about that the technical will help you, okay, you can only put a long position. Okay, put the stop loss below the low and expect for upper move. If you think macro on a macro analysis, you believe that the dollar will still gain value. Okay, so you can expect a breakout, then a retest, and then open a sell position. So that's how I see the scenario and the opportunity on that pair. Okay, we'll check the pound dollar as well. It's actually we still also stand on a very strong weekly demand. Okay, it was actually this level here, break. So maybe the next zone is probably here. Okay, so this is the zone. Not so clear as the euro dollar, but still we have here on the daily chart, we see clearly that here it's a support. Okay, and great demand here with this demand. Okay, that react. So this was the first reaction. Here it was the second one, and here we already started the third move. But you see, we have this kind of it's like a downtrend. You see that here we have a high, and then here we have a lower high. Okay, so we'll have to check on how much the bounce will go. If the market will stop here and make a lower high, okay, so you can expect to make a sell position, for example. Okay. Actually, on the daily chart, making a long position on the pound dollar is like a bit late. Okay, because the market is already trading here and not here. And still, I think if the dollar will make the move on the euro dollar, so it will be kind of the same scenario here. The market can make a reaction on the long term on the up move, okay, the upside. And if not, the market will break. You wait for a retest, a small retest, and then you can, and then it will confirm the bearish scenario. So that's how I see. That's how I see the market actually. Maybe we can go on lower time frame to see if there is some opportunity. Actually, I had some opportunity before, so actually I have not live trading. Generally, we took Monday to make a weekly forecast, like I'm doing right now with bigger time frame, and then we try to go lower one. Okay, so for example, here on the H1, it's create. So this kind of daily support here, it's a zone where the market stopped. Maybe it's here also the 50 Fibonacci level, I believe, because here there was a big impulsion. Then it stopped here. It may be the 50 level Fibonacci. So let me check. No, it's not the 50, the 61. Okay. So you see, I believe the market stopped on the 61 level here. So we can expect here an higher high. Okay, so on the H1, we have all the time this very, I think I already talked about the market structure, but here the market is on a downtrend. Okay, then we had this type of market that the market make. Okay, hold on, we are here in a weekly support, because I will repeat this was this small rectangle here. Okay, if you see the H4, so actually the market was a very downtrend. Here the market said, okay, wait, we are in a demand. And if you see on the H1, okay, kind of consolidation. Okay, and then the market make a reaction. Here it was a fake breakout. Let me show you. So approximately here, it was a fake breakout. Okay, the market here breakout, make a retest approximately to that zone. I will say that it's kind of the same zone. Okay, and the market make the reaction here. So on the H1, actually, still the opportunity on the market, actually, if you want to trade on the trend, so here it will be to go to buy, to make a buy, for example. But the market is already trading here and not here. It's like we are 30 pips above how we can enter the market. So kind of the risk reward will be a bit low than expected. Okay, I think that's it. If I go back to the order, I want to check what's happening on the H1 as well. Okay. Okay, so maybe we see on the H1, like I said, very downtrend. We had like, let me show. Okay, so we had this type of supply. This is the first one. That may be the H4 supply. Yeah, it was approximately here. Then it's create another supply. Let me show you. Okay, so it was approximately here. Okay, so it was actually the market didn't go back to that supply, and still the market didn't go back to that supply, and then the market moved down. And here, if you go to the H1, the market is starting to consolidate. Okay, so if you want to make a buy, the market's already slowed down, and you can say, okay, here maybe it will be an entry point to make a long. Here, if you want a long, I think it's maybe a nice risk reward. Okay, you can open a buy position here for a long term. You can put stop loss at 30 pips, I believe. No, because okay, if you want a daily trade or a few days, you can expect a small rebounds again to maybe that supply or that resistance here. We have also a resistance here, if you see on the H1. Okay, it will be that zone. So as a day trade, you can maybe open a short buy position even we are not at the best spot. Okay, we could open 6 pips below, but still it should be nice. But if you go on the H4, there is this level here. Okay, that you can bit a bit lower. So you have to choose and see accordingly what kind of trade you want. If you want to swing, a swing trade for a few days, or a shorter one, like 1 day, 2 days, and then you will approximate. Okay, you could show your dollar in 4 hours and see if you think there is a chance. Thanks. Okay, so I didn't read about your message, but I think I already showed the what I think about the H4. Okay, so we have here again this demand that the market react one time, second time. So actually we stand a bit above. We have 3 big area to make a sell. Okay, so it will be the resistance here, a supply, and then of course we have this zone. Okay, I believe that you all know this kind of zone here. Okay, it's It was on about 1.19, something like that. I think it's here. Yeah, approximately 19. Yeah. So that's where we stand actually. And still, the zone I'm showing to you, all the time, wait for a confirmation, wait for a pattern on the candlestick, wait for a stochastics. I would say the I forgot how we said that. Never mind. But wait for a confirmation, either on the signal you have, either on the on the tools you have on MT5 or MT4. Wait for a sort kind of confirmation. Oh, divergence. Okay, that was the word I was looking for. Okay, so divergence. Maybe wait for some kind of other signal. Okay, let's move maybe to the yen. Okay, we will maybe talk to the dollar yen. Okay, interesting, very interesting zone here, for example. Okay. So actually here it is the weekly resistance. You see that this zone here is the zone that was the market was trading in beginning of 2020. So it's approximately 1 year and a half before. The market make a small reaction here, didn't touch, but still very close. Then we enter and then again. Okay, so here the market's starting to make small reaction. Okay, and all the time, what can be a bit afraid is that the market is a short uptrend move. Okay, we see that all the time. The low is higher and higher. Okay, so of course we have this kind of thing here. The market break down, but still, if you take this point, so you see you have the first point here, the second point here, the third point here, and still all the time the low is higher. Okay. If I go maybe to the so on the daily, you see here a small reaction. Okay, you see here a small retracement. And if you go on the H4, oh, look, oh, this is nice. Okay, you have here on the H4 like a week. I all the time forget how we say this kind of candle. I think it's a hammer, but I'm not sure. If someone know how we call this kind of candle here. Okay, so we had this big bullish candle, and then we have this kind of hammer. Here the market starting to go down, and here you see that stochastic is on a oversold overbuy scenario. The stochastic is crossing, so maybe if you want to open kind of long long time short position, might be the spot. Okay, you put the stop loss above the high here, so it will be approximately to 100 pips, and you can expect for a reaction to 150 pips, so it will be 1.5 risk reward, but you can expect also a lower move. So, but you will have to wait few weeks, so it will be maybe a bit long for you. I don't know what kind of market of time frame you trade and what time you want to hold the position. But still, okay, this is very strong. Okay, the market, the structure here of the market is very strong. I'm an aggressive trader, so I want to all the time find the best spot to enter. So maybe here some people want to wait for another confirmation. Here the market is still on the uptrend, very clear. Okay, so maybe it's only a small reaction to react to that zone and make a higher move. But I'm an aggressive trader, so I want to find all the time the best spot to enter. Each trader has his own characteristics. So that's why I define this. Okay, so here maybe the market can still react. It can be, you see it kind of the same. We had this small resistance, then breakout, then make a retest, small retest. You see on M5 you will see. Okay, so it's in kind of that zone. It was here the market. It was during the night, so the market wasn't so. There was no much trade here. There were low liquidity. Okay, the market creates a short resistance, breakout, and you see that the market reacts on that zone. Okay, so it's still break and retest scenario, and there was like 15 pips to take. I don't know where you want to close that trade. But still, it's a good scenario to see here. But still, if I see the H4, what's going on? So as an aggressive trader, short, just after the closer of this hammer here with the stochastic that's starting to cross, with a bit lower, the market starting to go down. Still, there is this uptrend. There is the counts. There is the pros. You choose. Okay. And also you can implement the macro analysis that you think. If you think that the yen is getting to be stronger against the dollar, so yeah, you can open a sell position. Okay, for example. If I go to the H4, I think we show. Yeah, on the H4, if I go back 1 month before, the market is on a range. Okay, like there is no higher move. Also on the daily, you see very consolidation move. We kind of break a few days ago this type of resistance. Okay, you see on the H4 that there was this kind of at the beginning it was this zone. Okay, and then the market make a fake breakout, then go on to enter back to that zone, then make another breakout, and then create another zone just below here. So maybe I can do that kind of thing. Okay, and then you see the market break this level. Okay, so it was this level here, so it break. And actually the market is struggling at the weekly supply, and you see we are very high in terms of price. Okay, so that was the dollar yen, for example. As a scalper as well, this one may be a nice one to go long. Okay, okay, breakout, we test 1 time, second time, stop loss will be very tight. Okay, stop loss can be like maybe 2 pips, and then you wait. Maybe why not do something very. Okay, let's go. Okay, to check the trade. I believe it can be that zone. Okay, I try to implement the things I'm telling you. It's important to explain. Okay, resistance, breakout, we test 1 time, second time. I believe it can. The first time of retest, okay, is stronger than the second one and the third one. Okay, so here you see the big strong reaction. Here maybe the reaction can be less. Okay, but still we still stand in the zone. So opening that kind of trade is not so bad. And the risk reward is also not bad. Yeah, so we try to all and we will see. I'm short USD JPY. I was top out last night and just short it again on the H4. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, on here you see on the H1 that the market it will be very hard to hit the highest point. Okay, but again, you hit the stop loss. Try to slow down, to review the market. Don't put a revenge trading. Okay, so it depends where you open the trade, but you see. On the H4 after this kind of freak here, I believe it can be the highest point. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Maybe JPP, JPY. I think I saw a lot of trade here. Yeah, here on the M5 consolidation, we will see on the daily what's happening. Okay, so very clear, big support here. Okay, from March 2021. Okay, react multiple time. Last week the market make a big reaction here. Okay, so the markets here we'll see on H4 all the market consolidate. Okay, the market consolidate maybe on H1 we will maybe see it better, so it will be this kind of consolidating zone. Okay, so it will be this zone. So the market stopped, okay, to go down as this support, okay, and then make a reaction. Okay, so here we are trading a bit. How many pips we are? like approximately 300 pips of this big demand here. But still, if you see the full if you see the full time frame, you see on the daily that all the time the high sorry is lower and lower, and maybe here, okay, we cannot break this kind of bearish scenario. Okay, so actually I'm not so sure what we should do about this market. Actually, there was this supply that didn't respect at all. Maybe this zone can be a small reaction. Okay, so before that there will be this supply here. Okay, before it will be this zone. But you see it's a big head here there is the head, one shoulder, second shoulder, so it can even block. Okay, here the market can still block all resistance. Okay, you see that actually it didn't react so much to that supply. Okay, so I think actually the only zone that you have to put an eye here, it will be this zone. Okay, it will be this zone. I will maybe there is also this zone. I believe this zone is a big resistance. Okay, so you have this resistance here. Maybe we can see on the daily. Yeah. Okay. So you have two type of things. You have this zone and you have this supply that we just see. Okay. On the H4, it will be this supply. What's your name? My name is Ruben Lewis. I will maybe write it on the chat. Okay, Australian USD, and then I will go to the USD CHF. So I believe we talk about the yen, like about Australian pairs, for example. Let's look what's going on the trade ahead. Maybe it had a small reaction. Small reaction on M1. Still the market is still stand here. We'll see if it takes a stop loss or I'll move a bit higher. Okay, so we say, yeah, Ruben is my name. Australian USD. Okay. I think I already talked about these pairs last week, and I said, and I think I said that I have no idea what's gonna happen on this market technically. Okay, it can happen when you see that there is like no opportunity, so you put the pair aside, and you know one week after and 2 weeks after you go back to the chart and you see if you feel some stuff. Here I don't know. I don't. Maybe here on the M30 you have a small resistance to respect, for example, that the market is starting to make a small reaction actually. Maybe on the M5. Yeah, you see a small wick here on the M5, but still we have this zone. Maybe as a daily chart, it can be nice to trade. I don't know. But if I go to the higher time frame, I'm not sure what I can see. Okay, so we have this clear area here. We have also the daily resistance here that actually the market is struggling to break. Maybe it can be a zone on the long term to go long. Okay, maybe that's the thing I'm starting to see. Okay, so we have this big downtrend. Okay, so all the time the high getting lower and lower. Then here the market making, as we say, okay. I will finish that pair and then I will move to the next pair. Don't worry, guys. Okay. So here the market is starting to go down. Here the market is starting to consolidate. Yeah, that zone. Yeah, and the market maybe here all this zone can be the stop. Okay, so bearish zone, consolidation, then making an higher move. Okay, it can be the zone that we, and here, if you go to the lower time frame on the H1, you see that the market here, there was also here a big support to see. Okay, 3 times respect. Then the market make a bit a higher low, and then here also an higher low. Okay, so this kind of trend line, a small trend line. Okay, so maybe the market, it can be the beginning of a long uptrend. Okay, I'm not sure as I should open a buying position. Maybe it should be on that small trend line. Maybe it should be on that lowest point. Also here was the best spot to enter as an aggressive trader if I was looking on that chart. So maybe, okay, so first touch, so create the support second time. So maybe here was very nice risk reward to have like 10 pips to go even higher and higher. So maybe it can be here the beginning. But here, when I go to the daily, I see, okay, it's only getting low and low. So try to stick on the time frame we are looking for. If you see for the height 4, maybe here can be the beginning of a higher move. Okay, we'll try to expect. Okay, so it was the Yuan USD. Let's talk about the Swiss. Okay, USD CHF. Okay. Okay, also interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, so at the here was a big interesting inflection point. Okay, on it was which date? Okay, beginning of August. Okay, the market make a big reaction, suppose consolidation here and make an higher move all the time. Like I said before, the low is higher and higher. Okay. You see this trend line is very nice. Even here, the lowest point is getting higher and higher. Okay, let me see. So when you see a break and retest scenario, okay, I will try just before I want to check what's going on the small trade we took. Okay. Okay, so when we have I want maybe to manage the trade meanwhile I'm talking. So when here the touch, actually I see that the touch is respect. Okay, actually we see a nice, it's M1, so it's a short scalp. Okay, so here maybe I will hold it for at the end of the session, but here when you add this small reaction, you can put already the stop loss to break even. I will hold it, okay, because here the market can make, here it was the one touch, the second touch, and maybe a third touch to take my take profit here. Okay, so I will hold it. Let's go back to the USD CHF. Sorry, I was meanwhile doing something different. Okay. Okay, so when you see a zone of a breakout and retest, there is some people that like to put a line. Okay, I prefer to see it as a zone. Okay, so here you see that the time the wicks is a bit higher, let's say like 10 pips above and below. So I believe that this zone can be the retest of this breakout. Okay, you see on the H4 that we had a big breakout here, and actually we're starting a bit of a retest. Okay. Still, the USD CHF is a bit volatile. You see that there is some time here. Look, on 2 days we made like above 200 pips. So sometimes the market will be tired. Like here, the market was very tired. It made like 50 pips each day back and buy and sell. So here the market was sleeping, and then when you have this kind of turf or this kind here, the market is very aggressive at some point. Okay, so it's on a big time frame, it's very hard, I think, to trade the USD CHF. I think I saw something here. And you see also on the on the monthly, I see on the weekly, we can see also a bit better. Okay, it's also a breakout and retest scenario on the weekly. Okay, we got this first touch here, second touch, third touch here. Okay, the fourth one, then we break out. You see that we had this small retest here, then the market went back, and actually the market at this highest point make another test to that zone. Okay, but still the market is starting to recover. We see this kind that all the time. Also on the weekly, the low is all the time higher and higher. Okay, so this is the biggest time frame. If I go to the H1 to see if there is some kind of opportunity, you add this interesting support here. What do you have else? If you go to the M30, yeah, maybe you are also this zone. Okay, it's kind of the same. See, the market is very choppy, but here the market was a resistance for a few days, I think. Yeah, a few days. Then we break out. It was, I think, today, the beginning of the day. Okay, then we make a small retest here. Like actually, we're trying to make the second retest. Okay, to make a higher move. Let's look what's going on the M15. Okay, there are some people that want to say, okay, I want maybe to open the zone here. I want to open my buy position. If I go to the M5, sorry. Okay, here on the M5, you can see the small support, for example. But still, you have to look at the whole zone. Okay, that's what I'm explaining that here you will the stop loss will be taken. So that's why maybe the market will be broken very long, and then here maybe can be the zone to enter a long position. Maybe here, actually just here. Okay. If you believe on the breakout retest scenario. Okay, but here very bearish candlestick. So still you want to have a small reaction or a small confirmation. Actually, there is nothing. You see that it's actually going down very fast. You see. So actually, I will not make a buy right now because you see the market is falling like I don't know why, but I don't know what, but still wait maybe for a kind of small consolidation like here. You see, if you want here, for example, to sell the market, you know you had this weeks, you had maybe also the stochastics here. So once you had the small consolidation and the small confirmation, you will increase the chance of getting your trade success as a success. You see that already here we make a small reaction, but you want to wait for more and more reaction. And sometimes, of course, you will lose. Sometimes you will have something like that, and then the market will like you will not have time to open the buy. But still, it's sometimes you will go and sometimes you will not. It depends on the opportunity you have to look for. You cannot enter or all the opportunity there is on the Forex market. It's gonna be very. You have to have like millions of highs that checking all the market at the same time. Okay, so that's what I see about the CHF actually. And still, the best area, it will be that zone to open a long position, for example. And still, you have to look at the all the time the higher low we have here. Okay, USD CHF. Then we talked about this. USD CAD. Okay, I think it will be the last pair we'll talk today. We talk about some Swiss pair, maybe New Zealand. If there is someone that want to review the New Zealand pair here, let me know on the chat. So maybe we'll do like 2 or 3 chart maximum. Now we'll finish the session. I just want again to repeat the time of the training room started like 30 minutes in late because of a technical issue at the beginning of the session. So for American people, it's nice because actually the day will be starting. So it will be better for you to start a bit later. Where's the card? Very strange. But again, I want to repeat a short thing that I said like maybe a few weeks ago. The market make a big reaction to this monthly support. Okay, actually the market is don't know so much where you have to go. I don't know on a daily chart if there is something to make here. Still, the uptrend is still intact. Okay, there is still something to make on the up move. We see that we have, it was the inflection point, then we have this low, and then this low, and then this low. So all the time the low is higher. So you have to check few days after it, the market getting a sharp reaction. Okay, but still the market is starting to tired here. Okay, you see that if you see on the H4, you will see it a bit clearly that on the H4, you see clearly that this is a range. Okay. Okay, we have this range here. We had also this one, for example, that make fake breakout and then we enter. And we have some time sharp movement. Okay. So here the market is starting to tire and starting to slow down. So maybe we can have soon a sharp reaction. But here on the H4, you see you have this zone. Approximately the market react a little bit to that zone a few hours before. I think those kind of market are very nice to scalp, I think. Okay, because there will be a lot of time we test to certain zone. Okay, here for example, you see when you if you're a scalper and you trade this kind of zone, it's so nice. Okay, you can play here the rebounds here all the time, also rebounds here. Of course, one time it will hit your stop loss, but if you know to find and to analyze and to identify a market that is in a range, okay, and you can expect that it will be in a range for a few days, you can have a lot of good trades as a scalper. Okay, and that's why we are on there and we do a bit of forecast, because we want to identify the key area when we can have a reaction. Okay, so I think the next zone on the USD CAD will be actually on that zone, on that support. It's already make a reaction a few days ago, like I said. Okay, and on the short side, we have, of course, we have this big zone here that when the market react, for example, to this week. But we have this supply. Okay, on the H1, we have also this reaction here. Okay, so again, when the market will reach this zone or this zone or this zone, you have to wait for kind of a confirmation. Don't enter the market like a stubborn trader and say, okay, the market is touching here, so it's a resistance, it's a strong resistance, I will sell. Wait for a confirmation. It's very important to put all the chance on your side. Okay. Double bounce of a daily trend line. Stefan is saying. I know, but here the trend line is not double bounce of a daily trend line. It's very difficult to put a trend line that make you rebound here, because you see it's not like, maybe it can be here, you mean? Like with that point, or maybe it can be on that point. Maybe here. Maybe here, for example. Okay, maybe that can be here, the trend line you are talking about. But still, when I put like kind of trend line on the market, it's only to show you the trend. Okay, here I think without the trend line, we see also that the trend is on the uptrend still, because the low, okay, is always higher. We have this low, so all the time the low is higher. Because in the session we can see. Okay. So you're talking about this thing here on the 15 minutes. Yeah, why not? Why not? Here it's nice. Okay, you have one touch, second touch, and then the market started to react. Why not? But still, if I want maybe to have multiple type of confirmation, you can enter the market not on that trend line, but on that demand here. You have a big demand zone here. See? On the H4. So if you want to put all the chance on your side, you can wait for this zone. It will be approximately to the trend line you are looking. You see, this is your trend line, approximately. So if you want a big zone to a good zone to enter, it will maybe this one here. Hi, Bashir. Okay. I think it's good for today. I think we review some good some good opportunities on different markets. So I hope you enjoyed. I believe you enjoyed the session. Again, I apologize for the short delay at the beginning. That's not usual. So can you see one more time CAD-JPY? I didn't look CAD-JPY Bashir, but I will have to close the session here. Let me check. Maybe a short one. I wanted to close the session here, but you asked for it. So let's do the last chart for today. Okay, I believe that you see this zone on the H4 maybe starting to be a bit tired here, the market. Here we had clearly this demand that touched. And still you have this zone and you have also the higher one here on a bigger time frame. On H1, the uptrend is still intact. You see here that the market is starting to make some kind of reaction. Okay, you see it clearly here. So maybe it can be a zone to have a good risk reward to open a sell position, let's say. Okay, you can maybe wait for the middle of the range. Okay, it will be like 130 pips. For 30 pips, it's nice. Maybe above 1 to 4 risk reward. But still, you have to look for also the highest point here. Okay, but I believe the market can have a small reaction and a bit bounce on the lower side. And the market is still on the. Actually, we broke this kind of trend line here. Okay, you see, we have a trend line. We made all the time a lower high, and then here we break it. So wait for some kind of confirmation. I don't know what kind of indicator you have, but you have also this market structure that is telling you, okay, here the bearish trend is down, so be careful for the bullish momentum. Okay, I won't go on the M30. I think it's kind of the same. M30, 15, 5, consolidation on M5. That's what you see on M13 here. Okay. Thank you guys for this session. I hope you enjoy. Have a nice trading week. Still try to respect the risk management you have. It's always important to have a very strong risk management to be profitable in the long term. Have a nice week. Have a nice end of the day. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.